welcome to Tea Time with Tricia and Jeff.
Hello.
Cheers.
Cheers.
There were Christmas mugs out today.
Yeah, it's the season.
It's so fun to get all the Christmas decor out. Well, I guess you can say it's fun.
Well, it's fun. It's fun to decorate and get it out.
Mm-hmm.
There are those moments, right, when you pull out the Christmas lights and you put them on the tree and you plug them in and then they don't work.
Yes.
Or parts of them don't work. When last year they were perfectly fine when you put them away, and at least I know when I put them away, I like carefully put them in, try not to bend the wires sharp or anything. You just set them gently. I even put them in a great big bag so they're loose and you're not crimping anything. And then you plug them in and like, what? How does this not work? Anyway, maybe some of you can relate.
Or if your wife is like, we need 200 more lights on the Christmas tree. Anyway, it's all decorated. It's fun. Kids didn't really help out as much this year, did they? As they usually did.
No, there was interest in saying, yeah, let's get it out. Let's do it. And then Gabby was at the tree for like a little bit and then kind of, I don't know, disappeared. And then anyway, it's decorated. The house looks good. Yeah,
no, it's fun. It's fun to get out with stuff.
Changes, but it's a nice change.
Foster did use one of my trays as a bat, maybe? I don't know. My cookie trays. Anyway, it was broken, but that's okay. A Christmas tray.
Yeah, plastic tray, of course.
Yeah.
And boys, right? Boys playing.
It had like candles.
Yeah, so one boy swings the tray at the other boy, and the other guy puts his hand out to deflect it, and then they break it. And then Foster's like, oh, why would you block it? Well, of course, you're going to swing something at someone, they're going to block it. Anyway, it's okay. It's all good. It's just for fun. It makes for a good story.
Yeah, so one tradition that we do at Christmas is Advent. So this was something that my grandmother did for us. So the 4 Sundays before Christmas, each of us get a little gift to open. So I still can't believe she did that because I think there was over 30 grandchildren, plus their parents, plus there were some great grandchildren happening, and she had it all organized and we all got a little gift. So it was so cute that or so fun to open up all these gifts. So anyway, my grandmother's passed away, but my mom kept with the tradition. So we have opened up 2 Advent gifts so far. It's quite fun to do. Like, they're just little gifts, but it's just kind of gets you in the mood. What we do on Sundays is we all sit around and we all have our gift, and there's a reading. So we go through the 4 Sundays the 4 Advents. Yeah. So the 4 Sundays of Advent, and each Sunday there is a theme. So we talk about the theme, and then we light some candles and blow them out.
And you light a candle for week 1, then week 2 you light 2, and week 3 you light a 3rd, and fourth you light a 4th. So those are hope, peace, joy, and love is basically the themes each week. So yeah, it's good, right? Yeah. You can get the kids to at least contemplate those words, or those sentiments, right?
Yeah.
And that Christmas isn't just about gifts, or shouldn't be. We don't think that there's much more to it than that. So those words are quite important.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And I think so. Last week with our holiday gift giving guide, we were talking about some cool things you could have. So I got some cool gifts this week from my mom. So one of them is like bamboo cotton swabs, so bamboo Q-tips, but these are cotton and bamboo, so they're 100% biodegradable. Isn't that amazing? That's like amazing gift. Who would get excited about Q-tips? I do, because look how fun that is.
Well, you eliminate them.
Yeah.
It can be totally recycled
and
biodegradable, and then maybe the company is offering.
I asked her where she got them. She doesn't know. She had them forever. Saw them, picked them up, and gave them to.
They're just like bamboo.
You gotta hold your arm up. You can't see.
They're actually they break it, but they're actually just as sturdy as a regular Q-tip, or probably sturdier, other than the brittleness to snap it. But
so I love that idea. And then the other one I got was the organic makeup remover pad. So a lot of times in my nutrition programs, I'll talk about the importance of detoxifying your kind of your environment. And we talk about what you put on your skin is important. So making sure you've got less toxins in your makeup and in your skincare and shampoos and soaps and that sort of thing. But even the product that you actually use to take those off or put the stuff on is important. So organic makeup remover pad. It's another fantastic little gift. So anyway, again, sometimes you I'm guessing, yeah. Yeah.
But again, what we said in the last week's video, again, cotton is a huge product, farming product, and it's often highly sprayed with pesticides and fungicides and that kind of stuff, which you maybe don't want to be rubbing all over your face, or residues of. So yeah, that's a cool little find.
So did you want to share what you got this week?
Yeah, I got a cool I got a sage bundle. So that's just dried sage. And what do you do with that? And you might ask, well, you can use that for smudging. So what you can do is you would break off the ends, and if you've had a small dish or a bowl, and then you light you can light the sage with a lighter or something, right? To get it start burning a few pieces, and then you give it a little, blow it out, and then let the embers kind of smoke. And then that smoke from the sage, from an energy perspective, is a help as a cleanser of reducing or eliminating or removing bad energy, bad juju energy, or negative energy, or stagnant energy. So you can do that, like you could kind of like waft it onto yourself, like if you felt like, oh, I am like thinking poorly or negatively, you waft it at your face, or you're speaking, maybe if you're cursing a lot or saying a lot of negative things lately, you waft it in toward your throat or at the mouth, or in the house, right? If you got a room where that's happening, right? Like if you find you've got a lot of pessimism, or something's angering you, but you're always like in the den when you do that, well, maybe you want to smudge your den. Anyway, so that was a really cool gift from my mother-in-law. So that I did that last night. I went around the house and did a quick smudge through the whole house, through walk through all the bedrooms, work through in and around all the windows and all the doors too. So anyway, you can look into that if you're interested in learning more about smudging, but that's a super cool gift.
But it was really interesting because my oldest son was saying that because that's not part of our culture, we needed permission to do that. Is that what he said, or those the words he used?
I think
Or instruction, or proper.
How was he going about that? I think this is some information from being respectful of other cultures, maybe being learned through information at school. And I guess what we concluded was that yes, taking or follow, well, how did I say that? Following a ceremony or something like that specific to a culture, yes, it would be advisable to ask permission to use that, but to just sage in general and maybe not have the certain prayers or a certain ceremonial fire, whatever those special traditions of said culture might be, without asking permission for it, but just to be able to sage or smudge yourself. I feel that that's not wrong. It's a cleansing thing that is beneficial to all. So I'm not yeah, I don't know where we're going with that, what you're trying to say.
But we had been to the store Native Resonance
locally nearby,
and had asked about staging. So and then the lady who was working had told us, the proper technique to do it. So when we were explaining that to our oldest son, he said, oh, well, then she has given you permission to do it because she shared it with you. And I was like, oh, okay. So anyway,
and again,
it was quite
she shared
interesting.
the basics of it, right? Like, like she didn't offer like any special wording or prayers or anything like that, but just in describing how the basics of it would work. So yeah, I think there's something in that.
So anyway, it was fun.
Right.
What did you want to
Well, we didn't say what tea we're having. So what tea are you drinking today?
I'm drinking Christmas Eve, which is a combination of spearmint and sweet holiday spices, which is orange oil, cinnamon, and clove and vanilla. So lovely little combination there. Yeah.
I did not go Christmassy today with mine. I went with Egyptian licorice, which is, what is it? I've forgotten now. Licorice root, cinnamon bark, orange peel, ginger root, cardamom, orange flavor, black pepper, clove, and cinnamon bark oil. So yeah, it's definitely, it's very sweet tasting. It's quite sweet tasting, but I do enjoy it. So yeah, anyway, that was Egyptian licorice. If you like licorice and you like something sweet, that's a good one.
So let's move on. What are you reading these days? You got something to share?
Still reading. Yeah, I'm still on the Think Indigenous book. So yeah, I've just delved a little bit more in, and that's I'm just taking my time reading that slowly. But for non-educational, just for fun, I've been reading this one. It's the Lost Stories collections, and it's from there was an original series of 6 books, which was called the Secrets of the Immortal Nicholas Flamel. So I don't know if there's any Harry Potter fans out there. If you go back to I think it was movie 1 or 2 of the Philosopher's Stone, and they're talking about Nicholas Flamel and like being an immortal, living forever, a long time. The author here, Michael Scott, with the original 6 books he's written were fantastic. There's a lot of myth and legend in it, right? So you get into like mythical creatures and gods and goddesses and those types of things. With Nicholas Flamel kind of being the main character throughout. But as you're introduced to a lot of different characters within those 6 stories, this is brand new as of 2021. Like I think within the past month or so, this one's just come out. But this is, I think there's 6 smaller stories in here referencing some of those cool characters that came up in those other books. So if you're into any kind of mythical kind of stuff, it's a really cool series. The original 6 books were, and then this is a nice supplement to it. I'm only, I think I've read the first 2 short stories of it so far. It's a fun read, so it's always fun to, I think it's fun, good to read for fun, and not always have to think with my reading. So that one's for fun. What about you?
I just downloaded a new one. I don't have anything to show you, but it's called The Desire Map by Danielle Laporte, I think her name is. So it's interesting because I was doing a mastermind with a group of women in the area, anyway, over the summer. And one woman was a heart-centered business coach, and she said that she got a lot of her teachings, her learnings from Danielle Laporte. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. So I just registered the name. And then it came up again just a couple of weeks ago. There's another holistic health practitioner that's kind of local here, and I didn't know about her, but I thought maybe it would be fun to get in touch with her. So I sent out a Facebook message to her, and then I started following her, and she also referenced this woman. So I'm like, okay, that's come up twice for me. I'm kind of intrigued now. So I downloaded her book, which is, it's quite interesting. More about setting goals coming from how you want to feel instead of like a measurement or amount of money, something like that. It's more about feelings, but I'm only a little way through it, but it's very intriguing, very interesting to kind of look at a different perspective of that. So there's that book. I guess I'm reading it for fun, kind of work. Maybe I feel like I'll be able to apply some of it. The other book that I'm going through again, I think I mentioned it last week that I was
maybe a couple weeks back, but
yeah. So it's called Goddess Wisdom, but it's based about getting in touch with your feminine energy. So I'm reading that again, almost over halfway through, and doing some of the activities that is mentioned in there. Probably a book that I'll read once a year, I think, just depending on where I am at and what I'm looking for in the moment. So because there's lots of little good takes from there. So yeah, reading.
So they like guide you to whatever, like meditations or journalings based on what you're reading?
Yes,
Kind of
yes,
idea?
yes. And the last part I just read was about the different seasons, and so how you can honor each season. So because as we move through seasons, fall, spring, summer, winter, there's the physical season, there's also how we adapt to that season and how we should honor that season as well, which makes sense. This time of year, we're just kind of like, we're not geared up and ready to go 100 miles an hour because we're kind of hunkering down for winter. So just honoring that season as well. So
question or curiosity, does the book, did they also reference like if you look at that on a broader perspective, like the seasons of life? Like spring,
yes.
like spring being like a child, and like
yes.
summer being more like a young adult where you're all fired up and you're in your prime, and and that, okay.
Yeah. And then also cycles of the moon and how that relates to feminine energy as well. So lots of cycles happening around us. Is just being in tune to those cycles. It's hard because we're brought up in a world where it's work all the time, right? Like you're just focusing on work, and it's hard to just take moments to be and apply some stuff that you've learned and trust. This is the big one. If you're taking an hour out of your work day where you're not making money for an hour to work on yourself, can you trust that things will fall into place and everything will work out, and that is the right decision for you? You have to let go and trust. I do anyway. It might be easier for some. I have to let go and just know things will be okay. So that's part of it as well. So it's kind of fun.
Cool. And can I talk about energy medicine again?
Sure.
So so when this is when you're watching this will be, I think will be about day 3 into the Christmas energizing, 12 days of Christmas energizing. So if you'd like, you can check out the links. There'll be an email that will fire off, or you can find us on Facebook and follow us along with that if you haven't, or haven't been with us for day 1, 2, or 3. And you can see how implementing some energy medicine in your daily routine can maybe do some of that, like give you some downtime where you can become more creative, or have a quick reset or something to bring you more productivity in your workday, if you want to look at it that way.
And it kind of reminds me of this, it's hard for us to maybe find an hour of time, but it's easy for us to maybe find 5 minutes here and 5 minutes there. Like you're just snacking on little bits. So if you can, find 5 minutes to incorporate that energy medicine, is that going to be enough to kind of tap into how you're feeling and being mindful of what's going on and what your flow could be for the rest of the day until you can take another 5 minutes for yourself?
You're asking that as a question?
No, I'm just saying,
you're just making a statement.
We can do that.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. Yeah, especially the more you practice or work with that as well, or with energy medicine. Certainly, if you just dabble here and there, then the benefits are minimal. But if you practice daily or frequently, like most days of the week, and you do a 5-minute practice, sure, that 5 minutes becomes more potent or more powerful the more you practice it. And sometimes that motivates you to want to do more, right? Like maybe that initial 5 after doing it, you're like, oh, wow, like I actually got more done this afternoon because I took 5 minutes after lunch to do that. Then maybe you strive to do 8 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever that is. But anyway, you can learn that's going to be 12 different energy medicine exercises that we're going to work ourselves through. And you can pick any one you like, or all of them, or combine them, or mix them. It doesn't really matter as long as you're doing it, right? You were going to talk a bit more about, I think, goal setting?
Yes. So it's that time of year where we're looking ahead to January, where we like to just start new things in January. It's a good time to start, new year, new beginning, new season-ish, winter. So, talking about goals. So are you setting any goals for 2022? And what those goals are? And then, they can be really broad, but what I like to do is bring them down to a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? More detail. So, and kind of going back to that, like 5 minutes, like what things can you do for 5 minutes a day? So let's say that you have a goal. I'm going to use weight loss because Usually that's a lot of people's
That's
goals.
a big one at New Year's,
And-
it seems to be.
And even if you're maintaining your weight, usually people gain a few pounds at Christmas. So a lot of people just want to lose what they've put on. So anyway, let's say weight loss. So if your goal is in 2022, I'm going to lose weight. So that's your goal. That's great. So how are you going to do that? Are you going to do that through nutrition? Or are you going to do that through exercise? So we've got to pick, there. Maybe you're going to do both, but let's just pick nutrition to start with. So let's say I'm going to lose weight and I'm going to do it through my nutrition. Perfect. Great. So what are you going to change about your nutrition to help get to your goal? And there's a lot of things that you can think about changing or improving to get to your goal. But maybe your goal in nutrition is just I'm going to eat clean. Okay, so I'm going to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I'm going to focus on my nutrition. I'm going to focus on clean eating. All right, that's good. So we're just taking it step by step. So what does clean eating mean to you? It could mean that you're not going to have as much sugar. It could mean that you're going to start eating more whole grains. It could mean that you're going to start increasing your vegetable intake. So lots of steps, even in, when we think about clean eating. But again, just pick one thing. And what is that one thing going to be? Let's say it's going to be, I'm going to have more vegetables. And that's going to help me to get to my goal of weight loss. So if we're going to include more vegetables, again, we can take that a step further. How many servings of vegetables are you eating currently? How many do you want to eat in order for you to feel like you're going to get to your goal? And then where are you going to put those in your day? Are you going to have vegetables for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or are you just going to have vegetables for lunch and dinner and maybe have 2 servings of vegetables?
Sorry,
bless you. At dinner. So breaking it down a little bit more, and then you got to go one step further. We're talking about goals, being specific. What are those vegetables going to be? Are you going to start meal planning? And if you're not a meal planner, then what are you going to stock your fridge with and even your freezer with to make sure you have those vegetables on hand so you can maintain that goal? I know a lot of women who join my metabolic balance program. It's very specific on having vegetables and fruit, and you want to have lots of variety. So trying not to have the same thing at every meal. And that is usually one of the biggest issues is we run out of vegetables or we run out of the fruit that we need. And so making sure that you have it around and make sure you're going to the grocery store to get it can help you get to your goal. So there's a lot to take in when making a goal. And, if you're really, really like on board, like I'm going to do this, then get specific with your goals. How are you going to make that happen on a daily basis to make these changes happen? And it can seem really overwhelming and daunting, but maybe you just need to talk it out. So I'm offering for the rest of December free half-hour coaching calls just to help you get specific on your goals for January, some steps that you can take, and even
setting them.
Yeah, setting
helping
them.
You to set so you can be specific and for whatever it might be. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
To get specific, but to have someone guide you or help you or through that process.
Mm-hmm. But you also have to be 100% confident that you can do these goals. So if you are saying, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to eat clean. So I think for me, I need to go gluten-free, dairy-free, eat lots of vegetables, and have a smoothie every day, and you have all of these goals in place. Is that 100%? Are you 100% confident that you can do these goals? And if you're not, it's okay to scale it back. We don't have to do all of the things. I always think of our health and wellness journey as a journey. There's no time frame. So just start with one thing and then get that under control. And maybe in February, you add another habit.
Well, okay. So can you paraphrase or rephrase that where you're saying 100% committed to your belief in it, using the word belief? So yeah, I'm sure you would coach, right? If let's go with I want to lose 10 pounds, and then the individual's has doubt that losing 10 is not doable, what do you do?
Well, is there a time frame on it? Is that why the doubt has come in?
Yeah, I guess you could work that out.
So
Well, what about
time frame could be that I've tried everything and nothing has seemed to work. So, you know, what are some things that maybe I haven't tried or I haven't stuck with long term? So maybe just thinking outside the box as well as some other things that can be done and that is doable.
or the smaller chunk, right? Like, you know, maybe 10 is not believable for the individual, but maybe losing 1 is believable.
Yeah.
So starting with that step, all right. Whatever your specific time frame is, okay, in 1 week, 2 weeks, I know I can lose 1 pound and start with that.
Yeah.
So there's that in that.
Yeah.
But what is that? So what is that? That's belief. But what is that? Where does belief come from? I guess.
Is this a trick question?
No, all right. I was going to answer it anyway. But I'm looking at this at goal setting as, and your success in goal setting is yes, becoming specific and believing. And you want to if you continue to like go backwards, regress it or boil it down or take it back to where it begins from, you can look at the why, like, why do you want to lose the weight?
Yes.
So maybe it is because I want to look better. I want to be stronger. Or I want to fit in this X clothes. Well, why is that? Well, because it makes me feel good. Or so if you keep going back far enough, it's basically one, it's to eliminate a fear that you might have, or to help or aid something fun or positive in your life, right? It's like that love aspect, positive aspect, or fear, negative aspect, where you're getting in there. So if you if you're still struggling with that, I guess what I'm saying is that your belief stems from or comes from your like your self-love, your self-worth, right? Do I believe in myself, love myself enough to take on this goal? Maybe, you know, in your head you're saying I'm supposed to be X, or I'm supposed to accomplish B, to follow along what I'm told I'm supposed to do. But do you you know, like, out of love and respect for myself, I want to lose 10 pounds because I love myself and I know I'm going to be healthier and I know I'm going to be more productive and, you know, have more quality of life and more fun with my kids and my spouse and my whatever. And that too is helping people find those reasons.
Yes, that motivation.
And that gives far more belief and determination and motivation to move forward. So you might start with that weight loss and have a different mindset, but then with good direction or good coaching or good guidance, you then become, oh, well, if I address it from this way, I believe in that totally far more, and that resonates far more. And when you have that belief instilled or in place, then the success, the potential success of a goal there is massive, far different. You think of like manifesting something, like, right? If you want to manifest doing something well, you can't just, you know, I want to lose the weight, I want to lose the weight, and just talk about it poorly and negatively. Like, you gotta be positive and strong and uplifting. So again, I'm going back it up. The backing up again becomes more from energy. Like, if you've got energy, it's hard to set good quality goals. You might have a goal and you might feel like, I want to accomplish this or want to do this, but if you're negative energy or stagnant or low energy is keeping you down. But if you can put yourself in a big energetic state, well then, oh my God, now I can do that. I can lose 10 pounds, no problem. Well, I can fire off this and do that. So again, I'm going back to energy just to say, if you put yourself in a positive state, a good energy state or place, then it's easier to set goals, and in those, then you can have that belief and that motivation. And then the other word I think we haven't mentioned is intention within that, right? So setting a goal is sort of like saying, yeah, I want to do this, but the intention being specific to say, I can lose 10 pounds because I'm worthy, or I'm lovable, or I'm awesome, or I'm cool, or whatever it might be, or for the benefit of my spouse or my kids. So you can have that positive worded intention. And again, if you're coming from a good positive energy state, setting those intentions and motivations and beliefs is far easier and far more successful, or you will be far more successful in accomplishing and achieving. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
So
So what are you saying?
how do you get yourself in that positive energy state to do that? I know, like, something for me is I just ask, is this, do I feel good doing this? Is this going to make me feel good? Do I feel good doing this? This is, and sometimes, like, if we bring it back to eating, sometimes having the cookie does make me feel good because it's, I don't know, it's good. It's made with love, celebrating with a family. And so it does make me feel good. Sometimes eating a handful of chocolate chips out of stress, that's not making me feel good, right?
You get a 10-second yum and wow, and then you get deeper in the hole, I guess.
So I think, like, having that mantra or that intention, not so much mantra, but that intention, and having it always present with you when you're making daily decisions, like, I love myself so much, I'm not gonna do this. It's not gonna benefit me. That could definitely help you get to your goal. And it's important, again, setting those goals, as Jeff had said, like, why? Get back to the why. Like, why do I want to lose weight? I want to fit into the clothes. Why do you want to fit into the clothes? Because I feel better when I do. Why do you feel better when you do fit into those clothes? Well, it gives me more confidence. So you want to feel confident. That's what you want to do. You want to feel confident. So is this going to help me feel more confident? Yeah. Or whatever that intention is, right? Whatever comes up for you. Yeah. And sometimes we often think about things that we used to do or things that we used to wear and how we felt when we had those things on, or when we did that one thing. So we go back to that moment and those feelings of those moments. So anchor those in. How do those, like, get in that space? Where were you when you felt that way? And and
you can take that from where you were to also the end result as well, right? Like, you could be like, yeah, when I fit into that pair of jeans in high school, I was like, so cool, it's so fun, it felt amazing. But in your weight loss journey, or if we're using that example again, then right now start implementing that into your body and your energy field by, like, I feel amazing fitting into these jeans, like languaging, talking to yourself about that, not so wording that intention, I guess, in that belief, in that process as being done. Like, for example, you could be like, I am so grateful I've lost 10 pounds to fit into these jeans, and really let the emotion of what that feels like. You can reference the past, right? What that used to feel like, but feel it right now, even though it's still in the future to get there and get to that point again, but feeling it in the moment right now and being like, yes, I feel so good when I'm in those jeans. I'm so grateful for losing these 10 pounds and getting back into those jeans. So there's so much complexity when you get into goal setting. And you can use these motivations and intentions and your energy state in the moment and reference the past, but to help you to get there to the future. So there's so many layers other than just writing down, like, you can have a vision board and write that down, or put a picture of someone wearing slim jeans, and that's good as a reminder. But if you personally, that's not you in the picture in the jeans, right? But if it's a picture of you in the jeans, maybe that generates or it creates more energy connection in that. Or if you just envision yourself in those jeans and feeling like, yes, I feel great when I'm in them, and I'm thankful for being able to fit into those jeans, right? Wording it that it's already accomplished.
And I think that positivity, that positive wording, that intention, like, it may change how you view yourself, even if you don't get to that number goal that you've put for yourself. So if you have this number goal, but if you're feeling amazing and you're not at this number goal, then we don't need the number goal. You feel amazing, you're healthy, you feel great, you're doing all the right things. Like, we've hit the goal. We've hit there. We've got the feeling. It's wonderful.
That's going back to where you started, right? How does it feel? Or how would you want to feel in the outcome? So maybe you lost 9 pounds, not 10, but you feel great having accomplished that. That's accomplishing that. But one last little thing on that. I'm gonna, and then we'll wrap it up. Then we'll wrap it up. Is again, if you're languaging that to yourself, is to be grateful for the completion of it. Not, for example, to say, I want to lose 10 pounds leaves you in a state of wanting versus I'm grateful for having lost 10 pounds. The completion is I've already lost it and you're thankful for that. So you're eliminating the wanting, the needing, the desiring, the working towards, taking that language out and just have it succinct, direct to the end. I am grateful I've lost the 10 pounds, for example. So that languaging is big.
I actually, I don't know, for some reason that doesn't feel good for me because I feel like we should tie it to an emotion. I am grateful that I'm confident, or, you know, whatever that emotion is. I feel like that is a better driver because
I would agree with that, but I'm just saying, people you want to start thinking of it or labeling or languaging it rather than the wanting, desiring, needing to get to the end. So yeah, if you want to label it as the emotion in the end, I'm ecstatic. I'm grateful. I'm feeling so awesome for having fit into the jeans. And I don't totally leave the number out. You can do that. Absolutely.
I think I would leave the jeans out too. Because if you get into this emotional state where you feel good, do we really need to get into the jeans?
Right. If you went back to your scenario when you backtracked and it was about confidence, then you go there. Like I am so proud of myself for reaching this being in the state of confidence in that scenario.
So that is what we're going to go through with I'm going to go through with some goal setting. I may ask Jeff a few questions about that energy piece, but so getting it back to the why do you want to do this? What are the tiny little steps that you can take? What is the feeling behind it, the intentional feeling behind it? And can we set that intention every day to get to that feeling and kind of put the other stuff off the table if it happens and you make all these changes, bonus, but we want to get to that state of self-love.
Yep. All right.
Okay.
I'm out of tea.
Yes, me too. So anyway, thank you.
There's a
one little
quarter of a mouthful.
Thanks for joining us this week, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.